The biggest.
Literally.
The biggest. Like, no, I'm saying they have to be great.
We're coming off of the CJ year, and so our expectations are really high.
They have to be, what would you say? I would say a playoff team.
Do a wraparound.
I would say Chicago is the biggest winner no matter what team goes on. He's going to instantly improve it for the next 10 years. If Marvin Harrison Jr. went over one, I would say that's a smart pick no matter what. He's just that good of a talent.
Disclaimer. The takes on this podcast may not be backed by facts or statistics. In fact, most of the takes on this podcast are backed by feelings, not facts. Unfortunately, podcast equipment is free to purchase by the public. Please enjoy this podcast at your own discretion.
Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing. I guess I define winning.
Do a wraparound.
What did you say?
You know what that's from?
No.
You know, did you never watch Trailer Park Boys?
I watched it, but I have no idea what you're
Wraparound. When he's in the interview and it's like the older guy and he's got like the vodka bottle and he goes, do a little round.
I don't know what episode that was. I am the liquor Randy.
All right. Welcome back.
You know who sketch reminds me of? Bubbles.
Facts. How has no one brought that up yet?
Yeah, he reminds me of Bubbles. Just he talks sort of regular. All right. It's not what we're here for. It's not what we're here for, brother.
Ricky.
Did you see him, though? Did you see him do the pick NFL draft?
Yeah.
What a hell of a generational run he's on right now.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Dude,
so
our kids are going to look back and be like, how big was Sketch? And we're going to be like,
the biggest. The biggest. He was the best.
We got it right finally.
Yeah, we did.
We finally got gave fame to the right guy.
I know. And when I look
and
at
I don't
him,
think he's gonna get ruined by it either.
What are we doing? Let's get into it. It's the draft. We have content to talk about finally. Come on. Put your
right.
Game face on.
Do you want to go first with your biggest winner, or you want me to go first with my biggest winner?
You go first with your biggest winner.
Arizona Cardinals. They had 7 picks in the top 100.
Yeah, but the top 100 is based off of what they already think. It's not like based off of any new stats. It's just who they think is going to be great. We don't know yet. I feel like,
but they had 7 picks in the top 100. It reminds me a lot of the Lions draft last year, and they had a lot of guys that came out that ended up being impactful for them. Like whether or not they weren't superstars, but they were impactful. That's all you need out of the, like, obviously first and second round are going to be potential superstars. Of course, there's the guy in the third, fourth, fifth that is great, like that could be great, but you're not looking for stars out of that. You're just looking for quality role guys.
Yeah, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. was a steal for sure. I feel like here's a hot take. I'm going to say, he could have went to any team and it would have been like a great pick. And that is including number 1 pick overall, Chicago Bears. That's including Washington, and that is including the Patriots. If Marvin Harrison Jr. went over 1, I would say that's a smart pick, no matter what. He's just that good of a talent.
He's a surefire thing. Like you don't miss with him. So it's not a bad pick.
It's the same thing as like Caleb Williams is going to be a generational talent that is going to impact the Chicago Bears for the next 10 years. That's the same thing with Marvin. If any place Marvin goes, he's going to impact and instantly improve that team. No matter what team he goes on, he's going to instantly improve it for the next 10 years.
It's a different level of impact, but I agree with you. I think he's more safer. If we're kept Justin Fields, obviously it would have been Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm. Honestly, if we think about that, I just guess it's how much we really feel about Justin Fields. I still feel like he should be a number 1 somewhere, but
yeah.
And at the beginning of everything, everybody else thought he should have been the number 1 in Chicago.
I still think a lot of people, this year, I think that the Bears made the right decision for the Bears. But I think for Justin, I don't think Justin would have thrived as a Bear. So I think it was a good divorce for both of them, but I still certainly think that Justin's a starter somewhere, and I think that a lot of people feel that way.
For me, I'm gonna go with, I don't know. I got a lot of notes here. I want to say probably big winners. Oh, I want to say Chicago, but at the same time, here's the thing, I would say Chicago is the biggest winner if they took Caleb Williams and then they took either an O lineman or a defensive piece. But them taking a Dunze, them taking Rome, I don't feel like that's a huge win because you already have
Why?
because you have DJ Moore and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, but
So
Keenan Allen hasn't played a full year in God knows how long, and he's only getting older. That's a short term.
Yeah,
That's a
but
short term thing.
you have a number one in DJ Moore, and then you have another two in Keenan Allen, who
I think
he's
DJ
still.
Moore is going to be a 2. I think
Yeah,
Rome can be. I think Rome's going to be the one.
How much are
will,
we?
will be the one.
But then I just feel like it's a waste of a pick because at least this year, unless you think Rome's going to be like a Jamar Chase in the league, I don't think you needed to take a wide receiver because you already have two great guys, and you also have a great tight end. A great
Yeah, but
receiving
Keenan's got
tight
like
end.
1-2 more years. Like after this contract, they're going to let him go. They're not going
Yeah,
to.
and they could pick somebody up in 1 or 2 years. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
but that's it. But Rome is. We talked about it. If Marvin Harrison Jr. wasn't in the draft, you could argue that Rome
It
or
was
Malik
Malik
Neighbors. But like if Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't in the draft, Rome is 2.
I think Malik
So
Neighbors edges him out. Pause.
is 2 if Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't in the draft.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's 2.
Yeah, I just I don't know. For me, it's like how much can you spread the ball around between these three guys? Like
But it's
between
not an
these
issue.
four
Keenan
guys.
Allen's going to miss 6 games. It's a
You're always
non-issue.
like that. The same thing with Michael Penix, right? Because they were hurt, they're going to be hurt again.
Bro, Keenan Allen, it's not like I'm not reaching here. This has been a theme for his career for the last like 5 years. Can you remember the last year that Keenan Allen had a
He
full
had
season?
but he still had a great season in LA.
You can have a great year and still not play the whole time. It's
All
an
right, so if
insurance
he
policy.
pops off
You
again,
can never have too many receivers.
I disagree with that because
Look at the Niners.
Yeah, but what do we see with the Niners? There's two guys that are rumored on. Brandon Ayuk is rumored to leave.
Yeah, and
because he's not a number one. He's not getting the ball as much as Deebo Samuel. So that's what happens, right? You need a clear number one. And then let's look at the Bengals with T. Higgins. T. Higgins wants out too because he believes he's the number one, and Jamar Chase is taking up all the balls. Pause.
That's based on, but that's Joe Burrow we're talking about, and that's a different sort of connection. I think that we're going to see a play style from Caleb that's more along the lines of, sorry for the glazing, but Patrick, where it's a spread the ball around kind of thing. You've got that many weapons, spread the ball around. Like, and then on top of that, Keenan is a great mentor for Rome. They have a really similar play style, where they're not like jump off the page athletes, but they're just physical and like really great route runners. So I don't think that's a bad pick. I think it makes a lot of sense for them.
I will say that when we're talking about expectations, and I'm going to come back to this a lot as we go through the draft. Expectations for the Chicago Bears, highest out of the draft. That's how I feel. I feel like they now have Caleb Williams, which I feel like Caleb Williams wants this expectation, but they have to be. What would you say? I would say a playoff team.
8-9, at least the same record they were last year. Which
8-9. I think they have to be better with what they've got here. They have Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, and then now they just picked up Rome.
8-9 as a rookie is crazy. What CJ did, we're coming off of the CJ year, and so our expectations are really high. But that's not normal.
No, but it's also like CJ had, and let's not forget Aaron Jones is their running back for Chicago. You know how stacked that offense is. I feel like this has to be.
In
Aaron
Chicago?
Jones, yeah, Aaron Jones is their running back. I'm pretty sure.
I don't
look it up. Look it up. One of those free agent guys who left is now in Chicago.
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift. Sorry, I don't know where
I'm
Aaron
like,
Jones
bro,
came out of.
what? I was like, what?
Screw. Okay, cut that all out. DeAndre Swift is now the running back, a guy who I really like. So you have, to me, you have stars in every single position. Who's their flipping tight end? Shemet, Komet,
Cole Kmet.
Cole Komet. He had an amazing year. So no matter where he throws the ball, he has, in my opinion, a superstar catching the ball. So for me, I say he has to go to the playoffs for him to reach his expectations.
Not in that division,
Which,
though. They're not
but-
gonna. He's not gonna.
Bro.
That division, no.
with how much they have built up Caleb Williams' team around him, how much they built around him, if with all these weapons, he can't do something incredible, being the first pick overall.
But
I feel like that's a
that's the
letdown.
other thing too, is we don't know what the coaching mix is gonna be.
That's true, but I mean, with all those guys, I feel like it's a letdown if we have anything less than a playoff.
No, I think 8 and 9 is fine. If you match the what
No,
Justin
I
Fields
feel
was
like that's a
as a
disappointment
rookie.
for bro. They took the first pick in the ninth pick,
No, I don't think so.
bro.
I
With
think
all,
I think Chicago would be happy with 8 and 9 with Caleb's first year and being on the outside looking in.
yeah,
for the
I think
playoffs.
they would be happy, but I think it would be a disappointment, right? You have this amazing chance to where you are the first pick overall and you went 8 and 9 last year, and you have the ninth pick overall, and you already have a great team and you already have a great defense.
Okay, they go 9 and 8. Like
no, I'm saying they have to be great. They have to be great with all these guys.
okay, you still like you're not going to get into the playoffs with 10 wins in that division.
All right. That's just how I feel. I feel like they have to be a good team or a great team for them to reach.
That is good. 9 and 8, 8 and 9, that's good.
I think for what
good.
what they're doing over in Chicago, I at least from a fan's perspective, they're expecting way more coming out of this next season.
I
That's
think
how I
that's unrealistic expectations.
All right, but moving on.